Guys, you are currently watching a clip from our podcast, The Fellas. The full podcast is available exclusively on Spotify with video for free. So go ahead and follow us on Spotify. It actually helps us out more than you could imagine.
At what point did you stop working there? Did you leave? Did you get fired? Or
No. That was for Big Brother.
Okay, so you left McDonald's to go into Big Brother.
Yeah, I didn't actually leave. I intended on going back. I always wanted to get out of there. Should we say? I didn't intend on being there for
of course.
8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, ironically, the gambling and stuff, which I've spoken about. I'm sure people that are listening might know about it. They might not, but. I was gambling hell, I was in a fucking horrible place. But there was one more, I mean, I say it's a funny story. It's funny looking back at it.
Right,
because I used to work nights. So there was one night, I was talking about this actually, funny enough, my stream last night. We had a crew boat party. I don't drink like that. And at the time I barely drunk. So I said, oh, you know what? I think someone offered me 20 quid because I used to work just nights to do the open shift, which is 5 a.m. I thought, well, I'm not drinking tonight. I said, so bugger it, I'll come in and do it. I ended up drinking. I left the boat at midnight. I went to some 24-hour slots place. I won 1,500 quid. They had no notes. It was in pound. It was in a bag, a cloth bag of pound coins. I turned up hammered at 5 o'clock. I paid my mate, whose shift it was, to go home. I give him 50 quid to go home. He doesn't work there anymore, by the way. So, he was a legend. He's a good mate of mine. I won't name him, but he's a good mate of mine. Yeah. I paid him 50 quid to go home. Mm-hmm. I went to win a meal and lost it all. Yeah, terrible.
Mate, that is brutal.
That's a bad day.
That would have been.
That's a bad day.
So, so you then...
As I say, you can laugh about it now. At the time, it was not...
I can imagine it would have been heartbreaking at the time. But yeah, you've gone into sort of your gambling addiction, and I don't think there's any... If you want to look more, you actually spoke really well about it on the Happy Hour podcast.
Yeah, we had a proper chat about it. Yeah. And as I say, I don't hide it. If anyone ever comes into my Twitch,
Do you get a lot of people coming in now, since you've spoken out about your gambling addiction? Do you get a lot of people now messaging you saying, I'm in a similar position, what advice would you... Do you get that now?
Yeah, you do get some people that come into the Twitch channel with it. The only... and it's you have to try and pick your moments, though, because you can't talk about things all the time, because it's still, it's still an important issue. Yeah. It's just one of them things, though, as I say to people, because I still play cards and stuff, and I still buy into I like football cards and things. I'll buy into things like that, and people, and you will get people that want to lambaste you, oh, you're not changed, you're into this. Well, at the end of the day, it's I have that with me for life. I know I know that I'm a degenerate. That's just the way I am.
Right.
It's just the way I am. But it's never going to go away. That's the thing I have to live with. But it's all about managing it, right?
Right. Oh, that's interesting. So, that's a really interesting way. Away, because, that's... in my head, it's almost okay, so you've recovered. Okay, it's gone. That's the way it is in my head. But it's interesting that it's not really like that. And I guess it's more it's something that you just learn to live with. And
yeah, pretty much, mate. Yeah.
Manage it accordingly.
Yeah. You have to. Yeah. I don't have it's not it's not oh, I've got to go and do it. I'm confident that I can continue it. It's not a problem. And I can limit myself now. If I play cards, I know that's it. I won't play for a couple of weeks. But I know that.
And when you say playing cards, are you talking
poker?
So
yeah.
you play,
I couldn't now. I could not believe. I tell you this now. I said I could not believe that you both left a day one stack at the World Series, because I love poker.
Right.
And it's on my bucket list to do that, because I hate flying. But I've said to my mates one day, before I'm 45 or something, I gotta go. We've got to just send it. But I love listening to that podcast, and I could not believe you left.
I know, man. Seriously, it was hard. It was heartbreaking at the time, but I also think at the time we didn't really understand what we'd done as well. Is more so the fact that, especially Chip, I'd played it at least a little bit, so I understood the game.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. We are not good at the game by any means, but
neither am I, mate. I'm neither am I.
Chip in particular, though, genuinely learnt it in Jamaica.
Oh yeah, and I watched on Poker Go, and it was a really good watch. It was sick. It's sick to me to see because Jack and Chip were on the feature table.
Yeah, lucky bastards.
Insane to it's great to watch. You just it's awesome to watch. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean that whole poker experience was nuts. So what have you say you're scared of flying? How scared are we talking here? Are we talking
I've done it. I did do it once. So technically
you've been on a flight twice.
To be fair, and me taking that was that was literally a life changer, because that was when you must have you've done like the capture events before, right, for FIFA? Yeah. That was one so it was in Berlin.
Yeah.
And like at the time, like, you know, things were not great. Like it's not like I was going to quit, but you know, like I was not in a good place, put it that way. And like I just thought, right, like effectively you almost got to like take the leap, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I was absolutely shitting it, like literally, like the whole journey.
Yeah,
to go up to Heathrow.
And that's not even like that. That's like an hour and a half flight, an hour.
Yeah,
flight?
yeah. Just to get to Heathrow, I was shitting it. Like, and luckily I met like Fuck with Dan was there, Fuck with Jamie, Lasty. These are like good friends of my FIFA players, but I hadn't met them yet in person, and they were proper like. And Carl Riley, the guy from me, they were proper like helping me like. And I sat down, and AJ Free was next to me, because like at the time, like I didn't like know these people, sort of thing. And to me, I'm like, oh my god, it's like AJ Free, and like we were literally, I mean, I was shaking like a shitting dog, mate. Like, and like we were like starting to move, and I was like, oh my god, are we going? He's like, no, we're just moving out the gate. I was like, oh my god, are we going?
Wow.
And then, like, he proper helped me through. Like, we were just yapping about anything like random. I'll be honest, the only thing I did enjoy was I quite enjoyed takeoff. Like, I like the speed.
Really?
But then as soon as it started moving, I'm like, oh my god.
What about the landing?
Yeah. Well, the funny part is, as we come into Berlin, the guy's gone like, because I know Harry, for example, likes to watch Air Crash. I've watched every episode of Air Crash. I love it. I love Air Crash. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I love Air Crash Investigation. I absolutely love it. And but we're coming in, and the pilot's like, the wing has gone like right down, and when we're taking off, I say the original bit I liked. When we're like moving, I'm like, oh my god, it's going down, sort of thing. Like I didn't like that. And as we're like coming down, the wing like proper dips. We come down, matey behind me, he's like, I've flown about 1,000 times. That's the worst landing I've ever had. I thought, oh, was that like the end or something there? Was it like? We get in, the guy's like something like The Great Escape, like, he give him his passport, he's like, oh, like, he's proper like rinsing through. I'm like, fuck, they're not going to send me back here, are they?
Oh my God,
but
imagine.
Coming back, so it's a Sunday, and they wanted to, like, because they'd seen me drink on stream, I had a chat, actually, before I get to that, I had a chat with a good friend of mine, Buck Army, he's a streamer, and we had a really good chat, and like, he was telling me, like, we were getting, like, the same sort of viewers and stuff. And, like, he was telling me, like, what he was, like, doing a month and that. And I'm thinking, Jesus, like, I'm doing, like, 10% of that. Like, what are you doing? Like, so
in terms of earnings here?
Yeah. In a way, like, what are you doing with your life? And that was a real, like, that weekend was, like the networking and, like, you know, you need to fucking take this seriously as a job. Like, this is not a, you know, if you want to actually...
An eye-opener.
Basically, mate, yeah, if you want to do something like properly, you've got to... And so, yeah, it was a great weekend, but on the Sunday, yeah, they'd see me drunk on stream. Like, that's the problem. People like... And it's the same when I go to the football. I don't like to drink. I'd rather not, but they like to get me drunk because it's surprise. People think, oh, you're absolutely out there. I'm a bit extra. I'm quite laid back and sort of... introverted, sorry, I'm quite like laid back. But if I drink, I'm just, it just, you know, anything goes. Like, you know, so they do like to do that, and they wanted to see me drunk. So it was a free bar, and within like an hour, I was absolutely like leathered. We got back to the hotel at like, it was probably gone midnight, and I had to leave at like 3 to get the plane. I woke up like next to a big tasty, like. Can confirm there was a tactical like in the loo. Like it was like, I thought, oh no. And thank Lord, Castro and Peter, they looked at, like salt of the earth people. Like I was in the taxi, like I thought, like I just felt the worst ever.
Knowing that you had another flight coming up.
And like literally, mate, this is the thing though. I was just like, get me on the plane, like get me out.
Really? Oh, okay.
I'm sat there in like Berlin Airport, and like at this point as well, like. I was like, I didn't have like a penny to my name. I'm pretty sure I lost the money I had in the Berlin casino that weekend as well.
Fuck's
just
sake.
to like,
yeah.
I'm there. I'm not joking. I'm head in hands, like on this like metal seat in Tegel Airport. It's like an absolute dive. They're like giving me water, like patting me on the back, like making sure I'm all right. I'm just thinking, get me on this plane. Like I'm on this plane. Like I'm just. We get back, like, you know, it was horrible, but I didn't even care about the flights. I just felt that vile.
If it went down, you wouldn't have cared.
Mate, we got back to, I remember getting back to Paddington Station, I thought, right, I'm nearly home. I get on the train, and I see on the thing, I've got, like, the outside seat. I thought, I felt vile. So I moved to the inside. The train's like, you know when you get slow rolled, it's taking off, and I think, right, I've got room. It's like This like foreign lady, she comes down. I think she's French or something, and she's like, "Oh, you're in my seat." And I said, "Look," I said, "Sorry, love." I said, "I feel awful. Do you mind if I could just sit here?" She's like, "No." So she goes on the inside. I'm literally sat there, mate, with like a towel like over my head on this train back, and it's stopping everywhere. It's one of the worst journeys home I think I've ever made.
And that's not a short journey either.
Oh, mate, from Berlin to Plymouth is not, mate, and it was vile, absolutely vile.